Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This time, so I already did my makeup, and I'll link this makeup look down below in case you're interested in how I did this look. The lip colors just changed because I wanted something more neutral, you know, not as like, ooh, what is that? So normally I'm known as like the conservative makeup YouTuber, if you will, to bring politics into makeup because why not, right? But this time I'm going to be talking about a subject that I know a lot about because I have MS. I was diagnosed in 2006, and with relapsing remitting MS. I definitely, so I'm just going to be talking. If you guys are interested, grab a cup of tea, cup of coffee. I prefer coffee, but I love tea. And I'm going to be talking about dating while having MS. This is something that I never thought I had to think about, honestly, when I was first diagnosed. And I used to see a lot of people on like forums and all that, like discussing it, like, oh, do you tell your partner? Do you not? How do you handle it? And me being the not veteran of having MS yet, I never understood. I was like, why are they talking about this? Why are they making such a big deal out of it? Why? And I was kind of extremely judgmental. I'm not gonna lie. We're just gonna put all the cards on the table, and maybe somebody, if you guys can relate to this, I just didn't get it. I was like, why are they being so dramatic? This isn't like, I thought that because I hadn't really suffered, you know, the effects of MS, which I'm sure a lot of you out there, you know, can really relate to me on what I mean by that. And I was just diagnosed. I had like a relapse, but then it always got better because I had relapsing remitting. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, well, what's the big deal? So you have a relapse and then you get better. It just gets better. I really wish that there was more education out there that explains what that is. It doesn't. Seemingly it does get better, so you're just like, oh, I can win this. And then as years go on and you accrue more brain damage, then you start to see the effects, and they last. They don't go away anymore. And I finally have like one thing that has not gone away, and it's spasticity and numbness in my left hand, which is the hand that I use. It's my writing hand and decorating cakes and doing makeup. It freaking sucks. But that hasn't gone away. It's been like 4 years now, so that one's here to stay. Super sad, but it has like spasticity in it. And I'm sure you guys out there are aware of what that is. So like if I hold like my hand out straight, I don't know, how can I show this? But then it just starts like on its own. You can tell, like my fingers are just, I'm not doing that. They're just like, and it seems to be like these three fingers, and then they just get wicked tight, like it's like this really tight rubber band, you know what I mean? And then they just start going like that. So they hurt like all the time. So I try to stretch them, even though that hurts. And it's the whole thing. You guys know. So I didn't appreciate that, and I'm sure you guys can relate to this. Because I was like, what's the big deal? And I was extremely just like judgmental, like, oh, I can handle this, like whatever. MS doesn't have me. I have MS. Like, okay, like that's all well and good, but frick, somebody needs to like talk more about this, which is why I really like Dr. Aaron Boster. It's on Facebook. If I can, I'll link his channel down here below too. He's the owner, you know, of all that, the Boster Center for MS, I think it's called. Really informative. He's really smart, has videos very frequently, so excuse me, I highly recommend it. So one of the things I always saw was like, do you tell people you're dating? Do you not? And everyone's like, oh, that's a really good question. And I used to read it like, why is that a good, like, who cares? It's not a big deal. It doesn't impact your life that much. Why are you guys so afraid to like tell people that you have MS? It's not like it's a, you know, catchable disease or something. I understand why now, and it took years to understand why people were talking about this, and it was just a sheer lack of understanding kind of compassion on my part. I didn't get it because I was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna beat this. Well, you can't. Newsflash. Ooh, glitter lips. Do you guys like the lipstick? Glitter flip. Wicked cool. So now I understand, like now that I'm attempting to date, it's a constant thing in my head, and it is a barrier. I can say that, because with every new person that I meet, and I do tell them, I'm just like, oh, so by the way, I have this, and then usually it's fine, but even if it's not, like whatever, they don't have to stay. It's not like it's like a death sentence or anything, but the reason that I do find it necessary to try to talk about are kind of things that I'm a little hesitant to be forthcoming about, because it makes me sound, one, kind of that I'm making it up, which I know you guys can all relate to, of the, well, you look so good, and like people would see me and see my back, you know, you can make an assumption as to how my life goes and how well I'm doing, but that's not true. Not true. So with dating, because I don't do well driving, at least long distances, and my eyes, because I have optic neuritis, it's like blurry. I find that I can't like concentrate on the road for long, and I get very, very fatigued when I'm driving now. That was never an issue. I was seeing a guy one time, like almost like down in Pennsylvania. I was just like, yeah, I like driving. It's wicked fun. Like, I can do all of this. It's not the case anymore. So usually I require people to like come to me. And I hate saying that. So it's almost like I just don't want to deal with it. But that is one of the big things. Like, I cannot be driving out to people like, and it sucks. Because I'm like talking to a guy right now that I really, really like, and he's like 40 minutes away. So it makes me tired in my head, and I'm sure all of you guys understand why. So it requires, if anyone's gonna like be with me, and I hate to say it, like, you're gonna have to do this for me. I hate that, and I don't want to be that person, so it's so like difficult in my head to deal with. It's like a constant like, what do? I really like this person. I want to have like somewhat of a normal life, and I want to feel normal, and just like date, like just get out there and date. And the reality is finally like here, because I've like had MS since 2006. Well, I actually had it way longer before that. As you guys all know the story, it takes years for anybody to listen to you, to believe you, and to do the tests to diagnose you. It's kind of a long road for some reason, but whatever. Hold on. Is that not the cutest gosh darn thing you've ever seen? It's a cactus sippy cup. I got it in my FabFitFun box, which I'll link that video down below too. Wicked fun. And I love it because I hold it like this, and it helps because I can't feel this hand, so holding on to things is really difficult now. So, yeah, that's the main part. That's the main struggle for me when it comes to dating, is making sure that whomever I may be seeing knows that, like, I have my limitations. And along with that, so the driving thing is a huge issue. I can drive like little bits, but I don't recommend. I almost hit an old lady on the side of the road. I still feel bad about that. I scared the bejesus out of her. Why did it happen? I'm not a bad driver, but it's just, I was tired. Like, my focus, and I'm sure all of you guys can like relate to like the cog fog, they call it. And it's just like, while I'm driving, I've realized a lot of the times I don't remember getting from point A to point B anymore. And I'm just thinking about like a million other things, you know, as tends to be. Like, oh, when I get home, am I going to have enough energy to make a meal? What do I want for dinner? Did I shop? But I'm too tired to go shopping. But thank God now they can deliver groceries, and I highly, highly appreciate that. It costs a lot of money, but I appreciate it. I'd much rather pay more money and have someone bring me the stuff than me go out and spend 40 minutes exerting energy, because then that's the end of it. You know what I mean? Like, you do one task and then you're done. That's it. you can't do anymore. It's great fun. So the driving alone is an issue. And then the fatigue that's part of it has always been my main thing. Like some people, it's, they have trouble walking. My thing has always been fatigue. And ever since I was probably about early middle school to even elementary school, I remember this vividly. And I was talking to my neurologist about this the last time. He was like, when did you first notice blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, 4th, 5th grade. And he finds that really interesting because we're finding out, earlier and earlier that people probably had MS from a very young age. It's not like a, 20s disease. It's really, really early. And my whole thing was always, I was just too tired to get up to go to school. And that was always the main thing. And I was always late to school. My freaking teachers were assholes. The administrative people, they were always giving me a hard time and like, if you're not going to come to school, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. And then in high school, I was always late. And it was rough. I can understand it if, because I didn't have a diagnosis or anything. So people would just view me as like lazy or not taking care of my responsibilities. Like, well, you got to get up and go to school. I was like, like, in the fatigue, as I'm sure a lot of you know, it's not just, oh, I'm tired. It's this whole other realm of like, I can't function. None of it. It's like mental and physical. And just it's just like somebody put like a 40-pound like weight on you and then said, well, try to go about your day. And then it's hard. And that's always been my main issue, of which I can't find anything to help. I've tried Ritalin before. That helped, but only for a very short period of time. It only lasted like 2 months, and then it slowly went away. And then my neurologist was like, yeah, that's kind of how it works. I'm like, you gave me like such this great like insight into how my life could be, and it was wonderful. I never felt so alive in my life. And I was like, oh my God, this is like what regular people experience. It's just you wake up, you go to work, you go shopping, you come home, you cook, whatever, and you take care of your day. I cannot fathom such a thing, ever. I never have been able to. Because like I said, I've always had that issue since I was young. And I remember being young, and I remember like my dad needing help like shoveling like wood chips or something. And I would come in, and I would say like I'd had to like use the bathroom, and I would hide in my room and rest because I couldn't do it. It's not because I was lazy. It's not because I didn't want to. I couldn't do it. It's just I needed to stop. And plus it was the middle of summer, and as we all know, that's a huge reason. We don't do good when we sweat. So I was like sweating, and then it's just like a brick, like, it feels like it hit you in the head and you just can't function. Everyone's just looking at you like, what the hell? And then I would rest, and I would, and then I would pretend to like, oh, and then when I would have to go to work, my mom was going to bring me because I was like 14 or 15. And I would just keep trying to be resting. And then she'd like, come on, are you ready? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting ready. And then I'd just make noises to make it sound like I was in the process of getting ready. But I wasn't. I was trying to sleep for as long as I could. Or just rest. Not just sleep, just rest. So that's always been my thing. I can't do a lot. That's just the reality of my life. And I know all of you guys out there probably completely, this is frustrating. I understand. But we just deal with it. It is what it is. And we can't care what other people may or may not think about what we're doing. So dating, that's a really hard thing to deal with, especially like if you're dating somebody that's active, which my last ex from 2.5 years ago, he like played hockey and he was active, and it always like, he never made me feel bad about it, to his credit, which I always really appreciated. He was very, very accommodating to me. So there's a positive. There you go. And I was always appreciative of that. But when it feels weird like when they like want to like come watch me at XYZ thing. And I'm just like, can you like take a video and I'll watch it while I'm laying in bed, because it's my main place that I am. If I'm not at work, I'm in my bed, my platform bed. And I got a platform bed because it's lower to the ground, because it's easier to get in and out of. Like, and like I say, that's life. But when it comes to dating, that's a really tough thing to say, because you don't want to come off a certain way. Like, by the way, I can't do this, and this. Like, I'm not going to go hiking up a mountain with you because I can't. And it's not because I don't want to. If somebody could like put me like in this little vehicle and I could like ride along with it, yes, because I love stuff like that. But it's just the reality that you just can't do what you want to do. Highly frustrating. So when it comes to dating, I recommend being very honest right up front. It's way easier to just kind of put it out there. Don't like bombard the person like as soon as you first start talking, but like definitely put it out there. Like, I do have limitations, just putting it out there. So if you're okay with that, great. Excuse me. And if you're not, well then we'll part ways. But that definitely has been more and more as I get older and, you know, I see the effects of things. That's a really tough one, because it's sad, because as people with MS, especially with the fatigue part, you guys, we're like, or at least this is how I feel, like trapped. I can't do anything. I can't take a medication that's going to make all those things get better, because nothing has worked. There's one medicine that can help fatigue, but my insurance won't cover it. It's very, very hard to get a hold of. Thanks. It'd be great for quality of life and for dating and having like actual relationships and all that stuff. That'd be great. But I'm stuck. I can't do it. And then I offered to pay for it out of pocket, and he said, there's no way you could afford this. So you're stuck. And it's frustrating, because you're stuck in this body that wants to do so much. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I get crazy envious, jealous of people when I see all the things that they're doing. And I'm going to make that a whole separate video, because we know it's a thing. We don't like to admit it, but wow, is it? Like, we're just like watching everyone go about their lives and like do all the things that we wish that we could do and had the energy for, or the physical ability for, and we just can't. We're just sitting here like. So that's kind of all I wanted to say. I think with dating, it takes a strong person. It takes a really sweet person to help people like with MS or anything, like any other, you know, disease or anything, as a special person. So I hope you're lucky enough to find somebody. I'm still looking. And then as I thought I found that person back in the day, and then something happened, which will lead to another subject having to do with having children and MS. Whole other subject. We're gonna conquer that one the next video we do, because this is a hot button issue with me. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just tell me your thoughts down below. How do you deal with it? Do you have any words of wisdom? Like, can you help anybody that's watching this video? And we'll have a discussion, you know, comment down below. I will not disable comments or whatever. I'm not that person. And we'll just have a dialogue. What do you deal with? Do you find, like, how many years into your diagnosis are you? So I've definitely found the longer you've, you know, been diagnosed, your whole perspective definitely changes. I always thought I'd be the super positive person, which I usually am. I try to remain positive, because I can't fathom what the rest of my life will be if at 36 I'm already miserable. So I try. I have my moments, and a lot of it is, I guess you could say, it's not put on, but you try to just, you know, fake it till you make it kind of thing. So I hope you guys like this. just tell me your thoughts. Tell me another subject that you want me to talk about. But children and babies, I'm going to be talking about. I don't have any children, by the way. Or how many of you guys do? And we'll talk about it next. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. And again, if you like makeup, because I do like makeup, obviously I have a makeup channel, so that makes sense. Tell me if you like this makeup. I'll link it down below, so you can just follow along. Makeup is easy. I mean, it's harder now that I can't, feel the hand that I do stuff with. Evil disease. But I think if there's one positive, definitely makes for a strong person. It makes a strong person. It makes you able to see things very differently. And you know what? You did this to me and I'm still alive. I'm still here. So we can conquer it no matter what. So thank you guys for joining me. And remember, until next time, be kind. Put some color in your world. And stay humble. Bye, guys.